Hello everybody, welcome to a bit of a different video than what I usually post half of the time. This is a unboxing for a Game Boy Pocket. So this has been previously used already, but I think this has all the little papers inside and everything else, so why not show off everything that's been inside the wonderful Game Boy before. So let's get into it. Got this from Professor Raichu. He's a cool little seller. I'll put his little information down below, so go check him out. He usually does claim sales and stuff like that on a specific social media platform. I would mention it, but it's still like early in the video, and I know how YouTube works, so I'll just put a link down below to where you can find him, so go check out his store. So get on to the video itself. So we got the cool little Game Boy Pocket here, pretty awesome looking, pretty cool. It just opens up like this. Just pull open the top here. And here we go, we're going to start getting into all our fun here about the inside of the box so far. So let's take out the fun little parts of this real quickly. So let's look at this first one here, telling us that we got some batteries or something like that, or include the batteries. This one doesn't include batteries or whatever, but got a little thing in here talking about whatever batteries you need. The Game Boy Pocket uses just two basic AAA batteries. Sorry, I've got some dog hair with that, that's gross. Fun of having a dog that sheds a lot. Just needs two basic batteries though, and that's pretty much it. So, I'll be using those when we get to the Game Boy itself. Overall, pretty cool looking though. And of course, we have a little caution guide here, telling us what earbuds to use. I think that's the sound dial over there. Yes, the sound dial. So, telling us not to keep it in dusty places or whatever. Got a little, don't put it in your butt pocket so you don't crush it when you're sitting down on it. Turn it off when you're plopping in new games or whatever. Telling us how to use the batteries, how to put them in correctly and stuff like that. More about the headphones that I guess would come with it originally. Or is that charging cable? No, it's charging cable, yeah. I've never used a power cable, not charging cable, a power cable with the original Game Boy models. Probably should at some point, but pretty simple stuff. Don't Game Boy and drive, y'all. You hear that? Don't Game Boy and drive. And that's kind of all the warnings in here. Don't play your music too loud. If it's, smoking, don't do that. Don't open it up. Well, too bad, Nintendo. I kind of ignored that rule. I had to fix this Game Boy. That was the original thing with it. I had to, open it up and clean the clean the little battery compartment or whatever. We got little instructions here. Kind of just a lot of Japanese. Feeling a bit Japanesey. And there we go. Got a lot of it. A lot of fun ones in here. Nothing too hard. Core. Telling us how to plop in some batteries. Little on-screen. Oh, that one's telling you put in a cartridge and you get a Nintendo logo, because you don't put a cartridge in, you get a different logo. Or you get no logo, technically. More little warnings, I'm guessing. More little information there telling us to get an adapter to use the old link cable, because apparently the first model Game Boy uses a different link cable, which is kind of interesting. I don't own a first model one, so I can't tell you much about the original DMG. But apparently you need an adapter to connect to the new, or connect to the old style link cable. So that's kind of interesting. I wonder how hard those are to find nowadays. Got a bit more information about the different power brick system they use now into it. So don't use the old power brick here, as it's mentioning right over here. So make sure do not use that. Use the new one, because they made it uncompatible. And was the whole headphone jack thing. So they updated the whole little headphones, I'm guessing. Got a link cable talk, telling you about the new link cable. Kind of pretty simple little ideas there. Or do you need an adapter? So they didn't even have a new one yet. They had to make you still get an adapter for it. It's kind of funny, in a way. You can tell this was probably released like a little bit before Pokemon or something like that. Or no, after Pokemon, huh? I forget when the Game Boy Pocket was released originally. Got a cool little stamp on the back here. So someone stamped this in there, and there's a little telephone number and all that little fun there. Got a little sticker with a bit more of code details and stuff like that. Don't know what any of that means. If anyone could read Japanese, please tell me down below. And now we get to look inside. This is a Game Boy. So here we go. We have the cardboard layout there. take out the wonderful Game Boy. And there's nothing else in there, it's just a little cardboard layer, sadly. Nothing too fancy in there. But I'm not going to complain too much. It's pretty cool to still see all these little bits and pieces. Especially this little cardboard piece right here that just lays over the top of the Game Boy itself. Very cool. But here's the Game Boy itself. It is a bit dirty. I need to probably clean it a bit better. But when I first got the unit, I had to clean the contacts a bit. You can see the darkness there from the whole process. Don't know how you could get rid of the whole darkening of the metal after it's been corroded, but yeah, we do have a little bit of the cleaning process there done with it all. So I just left them in like white vinegar and stuff like that and cleaned them out. Probably should have cleaned the shell completely, but to be honest, I just took off the back and fixed it that way. So I need to take a little white to it or something like that and clean the rest of it off. I know I should have done it earlier, especially this part here, because a bit gross. But overall, we still got the nice little stickers on the back here. We don't have the sticker that goes across this little area, but that's okay. And then, there you go. Yeah, I need to clean it a bit better, but for right now, I'm not going to complain too much, because I got it working, and that's the main thing. So, to open this up, plop some batteries in this, plop one in there, plop another in there, plop that in there. And so what happens if you don't have a cartridge in there, it just does that. It just has a little black screen right there. And there's a little contrast dial on the side there for you to make it lighter or darker, depending on how you want it. And then on the other side, there's a little volume knob, and then there's a link cable port, which I do not have a link cable, surprisingly. And then here's something fun about the earlier models of the Pocket, is this one doesn't have a little light in it. Or is this later models? Later or earlier models. I forget which version of it, though. But if it doesn't have a little light on it, which, there you go, has a little thing like the Turbo Graphics where they put like a little sticker behind the switch or whatever, just to open it up for you. So we're going to turn this off, though. Slide it back over. And there's a little cable there mentioned earlier about the charging port. It's a little tiny port right there. Never had one of those, though, to use that. And then we also got a little headphone jack right there, which I do not have any headphones that use the ports like that anymore. And now let's get a game. We've got Pokemon Yellow here. Got to match up with the yellow aesthetic. Looks super nice, too. Oh yeah, by the way, this isn't a bootleg copy. This is just a European copy. Because, for fun fact for a lot of people, if you're wanting an English copy that's super cheap, go for European copies. They just say Euro right there, and they just don't have little, the ESRB logo, because they don't use the ESRB. That's an American standard. But yeah, we plop it in there. Looks all super nice. Color matches really nicely in there. And now if we turn it on, there we go. There is no backlight to these models, by the way. These are one of the older models for use, for example. So, you get all the fun there. You can see a little reflection of my face. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm not a pretty man. But, there we go. Get a bit more of the Game Freak logo and stuff like that going on in there. Yeah, let's turn that up slightly. Look at that Pikachu do a bunch of things. Sorry, getting in the tune of music there. And there we go. So, start it all up and everything. I've not gotten far into this version, because I've been wanting to play Was It Blue with my girlfriend, and, well, one of us plays yellow, one of the others play blue. I also have a copy of red somewhere around, so one of those little fun things. But yeah, everything works perfectly fine on there. So there you go. Oh, we have nothing on select, but it's whatever. And there's no run button in this one, so yeah. Pretty simple, though. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for this little fun video here. Just wanted to show off the whole Game Boy Pocket here. It looks really nice. Looks super clean. Well, not super clean. I had to clean it up a bit more, but I've seen some Game Boys out there that looks super gross and disgusting. But I'm super excited to have this awesome little model here. And thank you, Professor Raichu, for selling this wonderful little unit. Been needing to get this one on the collection. Been trying to collect all the models of Game Boy, and I'm super close to doing so now. Because at this point, I just have to get an original model, and what was it? A original SP with the frontlit screen. I have one with a backlit screen, but not the frontlit. And then Super Game Boy 2, and then a Vistion card player, which who knows if that one will ever happen, but just that's a list of random units I had to grab at some point. But for right now, this is another one to the collection, and I love the older models here. Especially for playing the older Game Boy games. This is how I usually play a lot of them, because a lot of times I play on a Game Boy Light, and it's Game Boy Light's the same sort of concept as this one, except it uses a backlit screen, well, not a backlit screen, like a weird electroluminescent screen. Super cool looking unit as well. Yeah, just another type of concept there, except this one has like a nice flat backing to it instead of a little bumpy back, and uses AAAs instead of AAs. But to be honest, I'll still be using this unit because I live in this whole little nice setup of an area where I have a lot of lighting in a lot of places, so I can easily sit down and play models without little fancy screens on them very easily. But that's it for right now. Thank y'all for watching, and we will see you next time on whatever video I make. So thank y'all for watching, and hopefully you like this video. And you can do whatever with subscribing. I don't know. Maybe you didn't like this video. Maybe you don't like my content. But who knows? Maybe you will enjoy. Maybe you will subscribe. I'm kidding. Who knows? Okay. See you later. Bye-bye.